What is up, everybody? It's Flash, back with some more charts and another video. It's Monday, May 5th, 4:15 p.m. Eastern. It's Cinco de Mayo. How about that? Already, it's May 5th. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Let's get into it. So this is Bitcoin on the daily. We're going to go through Bitcoin, MSTR, all that good stuff today. Bitcoin on the daily with the power law indicator, rainbow wave. Not much has changed, guys. We've kind of gone sideways for a little bit, but I think we're still progressing nicely. Another kind of view and look and feel of the power law in play with Bitcoin. Same indicator. We're just on the regular scale now. But man, we're going straight up. Hard money, sound money. I will repeat it every video because it is such a crucial concept for me. Power trend, the power law, you gotta love it. I'm also gonna pull up the global M2 money supply with the smooth moving average, and we can put it on, I think I have it on the 85-day offset, and we can just kind of draw that back in. But guys, we are tracking still with that global M2. I mean, this is a really nice fit. We're kind of dipping here a little bit. We have a little bit of a dip here. It's spot on. So I'm going to continue throwing this on the chart until it doesn't match up anymore. But I think it's super interesting. I would love for this to continue to follow suit, right? Bitcoin following the M2 global money supply. I think it makes sense too, right? So we'll keep that on the charts. If we zoom into kind of the daily price action with Bitcoin, we will zoom in here. And we'll jump into the 4-hour, and we'll throw it on the Heiken Ashi. So this is kind of like, it's hard to say kind of with price action. I put these channels on just to see, see if price reacts to them. So I originally had, a connection point down here with this green channel. I originally had it kind of like that. But I'm kind of letting price action play out, seeing what happens. And, so far I think we're definitely somewhere in this blue channel, right? And so, just for fun, I'm throwing on these other channels to see how price reacts. But I still think, with that money supply especially, I think we still have some juice here, obviously. A lot of juice. So I think it's just kind of a patience thing, try not to look at the charts every other second, maybe once a day, twice a day, who's to say? But this is kind of my take on the Bitcoin 4-hour time frame. Let's jump over to gold. This is gold on the weekly time frame. Still going up and to the right. So gold is sniffing out the loss of purchasing power. And I think Bitcoin is too. It looks like gold might be leading Bitcoin. So that's why I do think there's going to be a continued move for Bitcoin, because gold has kind of shown us the way, right? So we'll keep an eye on this. It's definitely in this channel as well. A couple other channels on here. I'm not going to zoom out today, but weekly time frame, kind of a good place to kind of keep track of what gold is doing. All right, let's jump over to Bitcoin measured in gold. So, big kind of accumulation structure, cup and handle, if you will. And then we can zoom in here. We squeezed through March and April, and then we popped our heads above it. Bitcoin did against gold. And now we kind of hit our heads on kind of the midpoint of this channel. So we got to kind of see what price is going to do. Again, gold is still strong, but I do think Bitcoin will be stronger. So just kind of wait and see. But this big squeezing pattern here, I think that's we're releasing energy to the upside. Bitcoin measured in gold. All right, let's look at MSTR. This is what we came here for. So I have it's way too many lines on this chart. I know, I'm trying to keep it pretty clean for you guys. But I just love this stock. I love this ticker. It's fun to play around with. It's fun to draw on. But we have this $1,200 target. That equates to about $150,000 with Bitcoin. Again, that is MicroStrategist Ballistic Acceleration Model, which you can look up. And so, yeah, man, we're still in this green channel. I'm going to zoom into the 2-hour. And you got a couple more lines. We'll zoom in. But you guys know I'm a big fan of this green channel. I think we kind of found something here. And we just want to stay in this channel and ride it throughout the summer. Like I said in one of my previous videos, it's going to be a strategy summer. So we'll zoom way into the 2 hour. I'm gonna try not to zoom in too much on the small time frames, but it is kind of interesting, right? So, a couple different ways to look at price action right now, like maybe an ascending triangle, maybe just a bull flag. So I still think it's bullish. It's just kind of a consolidation. But yeah, I think we maybe go sideways the rest of this week and then resume upwards. Who's to say? But really, really looks good, guys. I'm confident in MSTR. We can even zoom back out onto the daily. We'll get the line chart on here and we can remove our drawings. Then we can add in the M2 moving average again, and we'll put this on, 55, I think is what we wanted. And then we can line that up. So, it's not perfect, right? But it is pretty awesome to kind of see it overlaid like this. So, we're right where we want to be, right? So this is like, could be paving the way for these higher prices that you see all over the place. And, it's tough to kind of exactly line up and match up. You can probably do it with an indicator or an algorithm, but, for the sake of my videos and charts, I think just an overlay does the trick, and then we can kind of just follow along as we progress. But man, it is a thing of beauty. Okay, now let's look at MSTR measured in Bitcoin. So we'll remove the drawings again. So this is on the monthly time frame, right? This is a big picture chart. And this to me looks like a rounded bottom kind of accumulation structure, right? I kind of say this often. And when we throw our drawings back on, and we'll zoom into the weekly, this is kind of that bigger picture. This is why, I don't want to be zooming into the 30-minute time frame, right? This is a bigger idea. And if MSTR is going to go up this channel, up and to the right against Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going to be going up and to the right on its own merit, on its own price chart, according to the power law, MSTR is going to be doing incredible things. So this is going to take time to play out. If we zoom into the daily, which I will do, here I got to zoom in even more. Yeah. All right, so this is the 4 hour. And again, this is pretty zoomed in from what I was just talking about, but I think the 4 hour can at least give us the bigger picture from the last, 6 months or so. But we're above the green horizontal, which is so huge in my eyes. That's kind of the midsection of this consolidation. We kind of tagged it as support. We can put it on the candle chart. And we just want to continue staying in this channel, right? So for the time being, I think we're bullish. MSTR should be outperforming Bitcoin, which is what you want to see in a bull market. So this is a really nice chart. This is what I will default to when I'm kind of curious about, okay, where are we at in the market, MSTR and Bitcoin. But the fact that this is going up and to the right, I think that's a really good thing. We'll also look at MSTR measured in gold. So here we are, we're back on the monthly time frame. And, again, big picture here. But you have your big consolidation, cup and handle, if you want to call it that. And we broke out, we back tested it over the last 6 months. And now we'll zoom into the weekly. And yeah, guys, we're making our way up, I think. This is a breakout of this bull flag. So I think we'll make another run, could flag out again, make another run, flag out again, we'll see. But I think, as we near the end of 2025, when I'm thinking Bitcoin could potentially make it that bubble phase top, I think I said this in my previous video, but I will be looking for another, consolidation of some sort, right? And I'll just pull up the Bitcoin chart again. So if we are going to have a bubble phase, blow off top, and then another bear market, like a normal 4-year cycle, we'll be making a top probably between 200 and 300K, I would imagine. And then that bear market, in September 2026 through, February 2027, we'll be back down here according to this indicator, right? Around 80K, 70K, 90K on Bitcoin, right? And so where are we at today? We're at about 94K. So I would think, again, according to MicroStrategist's ballistic acceleration model, Bitcoin today is 94.2K. MSTR is 386. So I would think that MSTR will come back down to like the 380s at least, right? Because we're at 94 today. Bitcoin will probably come back to, call it 75K for the sake of conversation. MSTR could come back to, 250. So that's why I'm thinking, depending on when Bitcoin tops, I'm thinking maybe September, October of 2025, which is like right here. MSTR could make a run up here against gold, and then that bear market hits, and I think we kind of come back to where we are today, kind of on that price chart, maybe even a little bit lower. So just some perspective. I'm not sure if I explained that. I'll probably dive in a little bit deeper on like another video where we talk about 26, 27, 2028, and just see how, we just need more price action, more data. All right, we'll look at MSTY. Again, not much has changed with MSTY. Broke out, and it's kind of just drifting to the upside, right? It's pretty much gonna follow MSTR and then pay out a dividend once a month. So it's a pretty cool idea. But again, when we think about that bull market into a bear market, I think you may have to be careful with MSTY. You could also look at WNTR, winter. And so this is designed for that bear market, right? And so this is a short option income strategy ETF. So while MSTY pays out a monthly dividend really nicely in a bull market, I think in a potential bear market, if we ever do see one, WNTR could be an interesting option as well. So I might be considering that in the future. Also wanted to look at MTPLF, Metaplanet. And so this is the OTC ticker, but if I pull up the other ticker, whoa, I don't know what happened on this chart. Yeah, logarithmic. So this is Metaplanet. I mean, this is another, let me know if you guys want me to maybe cover some other Bitcoin treasury companies. Obviously I think Bitcoin and MSTR are like the kings, right? But, I think Metaplanet, for example, or Semler, for example, do have a lot of potential, right? And so sometimes I'll look at, okay, MSTR measured in Metaplanet, or vice versa. So I might consider doing a couple of those videos and maybe adding that to the rotation. I'm not really sure yet, but I do think Metaplanet looks super interesting. I think there's a ton of upside here. So I'm going to be following along. Last but not least, we were going to look at what? I think it was MSTR and Tesla too. MSTR measured in Tesla. Really the takeaway here is you're going up and to the right with the moving averages and the Ichimoku cloud, right? So that's pretty much the takeaway. I can put all the drawings on the chart in the world on here, but these moving averages on the weekly time frame and the Ichimoku cloud are telling us that MSTR should continue to outperform Tesla. So that's all I have for today, guys. Drop me a like if you found this helpful. But again, hard money, sound money. I'm going to be investing in companies that are doing this. So MSTR is top of my list. Drop me a like if you found it helpful. Tip jars in the bio, in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.